But as the drivers on the grid are going to be setting up their strategies, which they have done as we go to 5 red lights now for the race for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. I know I'm in spectator mode. The lights are off and away we go. And I'm pretty sure it's an even start from everyone in the front pack, especially Tixie, as they do get away well. Sleek manages to stay in P2 currently with Techabi in P3. Reese is trying to defend off Tonio, obviously the man that can win the championship in this race. I think there's 3 drivers going side by side there, current, at time there. But Neb sends one around the outside of the Alfa Romeo of Supra, I'm pretty sure. And I believe Atom probably has got in on that as well. Can I get the right one? There we go. So a pretty good start from the top few drivers. However, Sleek makes a move into the first place, and I'm pretty sure that was 2 drivers going side by side there. I think that was Atom that wanted to try and make a move down the inside, but Reese gets up into P4 with Tonio in P5. And I'm pretty sure that midfield section is still going to go side by side, as we do see a bit of a few drivers going side by side there. I think it was nearly like 4 abreast there, as it is Neb and Tano going side by side. Going very wide there is Cintium in the McLaren, lucky enough not to crash out there. But yeah, it was 3 drivers going side by side there. Tixie has been able to re-overtake the Alpine for the lead of the race. Oh, and there's a move for the lead there as Sleek once again overtakes Tixie. And I'm pretty sure these two are just going to be swapping positions just over and over again. So going side by side there is Atom and Reese. And Atom getting quite close. Oh, and that's a bit of contact, and that is the Ferrari crashing into Tano a little bit there. And that's Techabi who's been spun around there. In the hotel section, rejoins quite unsafely. And we do have a VSC because of it. That probably could have come out a bit earlier, but Tonio and Reese decide to pit. Atom, Banjo stay out. Neb comes in. Alec comes in. Super comes in. Raven, Tano, and Techabi. Who else have we got coming in? I think those are the current ones right now. Moment there as they get overtaken by Tonio. And Reese and Pau are going to go side by side into the hotel section. Lucky enough not to make contact, but that was a lovely move from Reese around the outside. And they improve into P7. As you can see, Reese there right behind, wanting to try and make a move on that Red Bull as soon as possible. They're going to try and go down the inside, which is going to then turn into the outside. Space left, but again, Reese with a lovely overtake around the outside. Gets pushed off track there a little bit. But Reese is in P6 currently. Oh, we have a safety car for something. Where's our safety? What's our safety car from? Is that the Mercedes of William? Yeah, no front wing, so I guess there's debris on the tracks. But Tixie is going to come in, so is Sleek. I assume every driver coming in. Yeah, Tonio's coming in, Atom's coming in. Oh yeah, interestingly, Tonio did get past as well. Reese in, Snowy in, Banjo in, Alec in, Pau in, Mighty King in, Neb in, Supra in, Mick in, Raven in, Choke. Well, I'm pretty sure he will then go in, Techabi in, Wizzy Boy. Well, there's going to be a little bit of a wait for them, but yeah. Everyone coming in. Raven has lost a position, didn't make one, but lost one. But it's going to go around the outside of 2 cars. And if he makes this stick, this is going to be a great move from Raven. Round the outside, is able to keep it on the track. And he has. Raven, although losing a position at the start of it, has now made a double overtake. Maybe even a triple one as well. Lovely move from Raven. Obviously, once again, has that. No, he does have the benefit of DRS, but on my screen, he hasn't got it open. Electing to stay behind, which is quite interesting. But Tonio taps the back of Sleek. I don't know if Sleek was trying to leave the space, but Tonio now up into P2. And now Tonio suddenly finds himself in a position where he can actually try and get the overtake on Tixie. Excuse the voice break. That's really sizing up. Remote Banjo losing 3 positions there. But I think he will only bring it back to 2. But no, Supra then does hold it around the outside. So Remote Banjo not really having a good turn 9 there. As Alec is up into P7, Pau in P8. I mean, he could still finish second, but there's no way he can get the win. But Pau, having said that, makes the overtake on Reese. And Alec does as well. Alec, no, not on Reese, on it's on Supra. Alec is going to try and make the overtake as well. Has to tuck him behind though, but Banjo is going to try and sniff one down the inside of the Williams and does so. And Alec is now the driver who's lost out massively on that. But Alec trying the switchback, and what a switchback that was from Alec. And now Alec is going to try around the outside of Remote Banjo, but Banjo covers it off quite nicely. Some good defensive driving here from the Red Bull, a bit of teamwork as well. And they are basically blocking that Williams in. And while that has been going on, we have a new race leader. It is the driver that everyone is rooting for in the chat. It is Mr. Tonio. He is now leading the race in that Alpine. But Tixie might be able to make the re-overtake on Tonio. But Tonio covers him off quite dangerously there. That might be a penalty coming Tonio's way. But Tixie still holds it around the inside. And he does get back ahead, although he's pushed off there slightly by Tonio, I think. But Tonio now there in the background, so I'm not really too sure what happened there, but Tixie has gone off the track. But look at Atom. Atom is going to go around the outside of Sleek, and I think might have even made a bit of contact. Tonio trying to make it around the outside of Tixie, a little bit of contact. Tixie is still able, though, to hold first place, but Tonio down the inside into turn 12. Again, more contact. And Tonio does get forced off there. Atom has improved into P2 off of that. But Tonio in P3. Tonio trying to go around the outside of Atom. And he is going to get a wheel there. And he is going to keep it down the inside of turn 7. And it's going to be side by side between those two. Tonio will have the DRS, but so will Atom. But will Tonio have the better straight line speed as he is closing in? But look at Atom. Atom sends one down the inside of Tixie into turn 9 and gets it done. Tonio now is going to try and keep one around the inside as well, but has to back out of it. But will Tonio send one down the inside? Yes, he does. And he has tapped. That hasn't worked for him on that time around. And Tixie has been forced to cut the corner there as an evasive maneuver. But Tonio making a bit of contact, not really making a clean overtake there. Sleek has to settle in P4. Let's look up at the front as there is 3 cars within this. Tonio down the inside of Tixie. This time around, he makes it move. He makes the move stick quite cleanly. Tonio isn't going to try it though into the hotel section like he did last time. I think he's learnt a little bit. Right, let's see what Tonio can do on this time around. Is he going to be able to make the move? Is he going to make the move? Or is he just going to stay behind? Well, he isn't going to do that second one because he's already pulled to the inside. And after finishing that sentence, he is passed. Jay Snowy is looking to get in front of Reese and just try and reduce that point deficit. But it isn't going to be enough because Reese is still going to be winning the championship as they are finishing ahead of Raven anyway. But Atom now around the outside of Tonio. And they're still going to go side by side into turn 9. Is Tonio going to be able to keep this P1 currently? Yes, he does. Tixie is going to be able to go side by side with the Ferrari as the Ferrari kind of pushes him off a little bit. And he is able to defend the position. Oh, and that Sleek that I think has been tapped round by not Tixie, Jay Snowy in the background. I think I just saw that. But that is Sleek now in P11. HB is able to get past the other Red Bull of Remote Banjo, but they are still going to go side by side. And that is the McLaren through. But is Banjo going to be able to do anything? Powell makes the overtake, and Atom makes the overtake on Tonio, but they're still going to go side by side. And the Alpine is still there, round the outside, out of turn 7, now into turn 8. And Atom does have the better straight line speed. Is Tonio going to be able to get the overtake? He does have the better traction. And look at Tixie. Tixie just emerges from the shadows and is going to try and take P2 if he can hold this around the outside of the Ferrari. They're still going to go side by side into the hotel section. The Ferrari just keeps his foot in there. Also tries to get side by side with the Alpine. And this is still going to be side by side as we go into turn 14. And they're still going to hold it side by side. This is fantastic racing. Atom will then have to eventually concede into P3. Tixie gets himself up into P2. And that is just slightly opened the gap. Antonio now 6/10 the gap out in front now. Tixie though has been able to get a pretty good pace on this first sector and is already going to go side by side with Tonio. will then have to settle behind, but you can just see how close he is to that rear wing of Tonio, and we're going to see it again. And now he pulls to the outside, and he is going to eventually get past. But is Tonio going to have the better straight line speed? No, he doesn't. He will then have to stay behind in P2. Atom in P3 is going to try and do what Tixie did to him, but he isn't able to on this time around. And will he be able to make the overtake now? He is in the slipstream, and he does have DRS, obviously, and he is going to pull to the inside, and he is going to get it side by side. Is he going to be able to get in front? Yes, he does. Closing in, closing in, closing in. Tonio moves to the inside to try and go defensive, but Tixie, just with the better straight line speed, can't really do anything about it. Oh, Tonio, I think, makes a little bit of contact with the Williams there. Has set him offline a little bit, but Tonio then does get a pretty good exit, and he's going to be under pressure by the Ferrari. Even the Ferrari could try and make this 3 wide, and they do go 3 wide momentarily, but Tonio does is able to retake the lead. Tixie and Atom once again trying everything they can to get past this Alpine, but this Alpine is just too quick for them. Tonio power sliding it through turn 12 there. And I should mention the DRS train has now actually extended all the way from P1 to P12. But probably just a little bit too late on that for those drivers just sneaking their way in. Tixie, Tonio, don't even count out that Ferrari. The Williams is going to go around the outside, and he's passed. Antonio is going to settle behind, but Snowy is going to try and go side by side with Ferrari. Has to concede, and that's given Reese another position there and goes into P4. And Jay Snowy might even lose the place to his own teammate, which he does. Powell now into P5, but Tixie is going to be able to stay ahead of Tonio. Tixie now just needs to try and keep it composed for the final few corners, and he will be the driver to win the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix as Tonio goes very wide there. Not really too sure what happened, but despite that, he is able to stay in P2, but he has picked up a penalty in doing so. So that is now just effectively handed Tixie the win. Oh, as Tonio is disconnected on the final lap, but Tixie is going to come across the line to win the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Addison will settle for P2, but Reese on penalties will take P2, and with that, will win the Division 1 Drivers' Champion. Reese is champion of XRS in Division 1 with AlphaTauri. What a season he has had, and he is very, very happy with that. I am pretty sure Jay Snowy will take P3 after that. Techaby in P4. Banjo then in P5 with Atom in P6. Raven P7. Pow P8. So despite that, Raven still P7. Isn't enough though to win the championship. Tonio P9. Neb P10. Sleek P11 unfortunately. Choke P12, Mick P13, Alec will finish in P14, and now Wizzy is doing some victory donuts even though he hasn't won the race, and Mighty King as well I am pretty sure will be finishing in P17 as well. But Wizzy boy, I don't know why he's happy. He's in P16 and he's just doing some donuts now, and if he's not careful he's going to lose P17. Mighty King then does steal P15 actually I think. And Wizzy Boy will take P16. But thank you everyone for watching, and unfortunately that is going to bring us to the end of XRS Season 1. I really hope you all enjoyed this season so far. Obviously from Bahrain at the start of the season, I'm not really too sure when that was, and now it is sad to see it come to an end now at Abu Dhabi. But don't go, because we do have a Season 2 coming up very soon, and I can promise you it is going to provide some absolutely more fantastic racing, and it will be on F123 as well before we change over to F124. So thank you everyone for watching this race, and if you have watched the rest of the season as well, we massively appreciate your support, and we hope you continue to enjoy our races and things like that. So thank you everyone for watching. But from me and everyone else at XRS, signing off for the end of Season 1. We hope you all have a very fantastic rest of your day, and we hope to see you very soon for the start of Season 2.